warning before we go on with the rest of this video. I want you guys to know that I realized after editing that I filmed most of this off frame and out of frame. I'm sorry, but I hope to, pay a little bit more attention in the future. Please like, share, and subscribe. It does help us, and I'll look to continue to do the best I can to provide the best content I can. Take care. I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, welcome to Broke Joe Builds, and today we're working on something completely different. You see me work on some 8-cylinder stuff, and this is going to be a Honda motor for my friend Ryan here. He has a Honda SI, a 07 Honda SI, which he grenaded, and he wants to go faster. So this is a K24, a J-spec motor. It is a
K24a.
K24a motor. It's like they're equivalent to a TSX Type S motor. It's supposed to make more power, more torque, and we want to be spraying this motor with nitrous. And we're doing a kind of a budget high performance build. Works right with our channel, right? So this is gonna be a budget sport compact style build, and just want to do the teardown and join us as we prep this motor for some mild nitrous. So yeah, Ryan went for the first time. He went to the track on last October.
October, yeah.
And
October 23rd.
Kind of caught the bug a little bit, so.
Oh yeah, I ran that 15.5-second pass. I was like, woo, the fastest guy out here.
So I'm just gonna show you the time slip because showing you the whole video would just take too long. Why don't you tell everybody what happened with your old motor?
So it's actually a funny story. So I had, all right, let's do the timeline, right? So this is the timeline. So this was what? When did that break down? November? Oh, this was in November. November last year. I'm driving into work. Go to downshift. Downshift is perfectly fine, going around the turn, and I go back to upshift. Doesn't want to upshift. It's like 5th gear was like neutral. So I'm like, alright, so got to a gas station, was like, alright, something's wrong with the transmission. Car literally was like stuck in gear. Ended up finding out that I broke a shift fork. So I ended up just having the whole transmission rebuilt, new synchro, seals, bearings, shift fork, a brand new 2nd gear. Shout out to Mr. Nice Guy, Chris, he did the work for me. And then...
Don't know him personally, but from what I've seen, it seems like he does really good work, so.
Really good work. I had him do all that to the transmission, brand new stage 1 action clutch, competition lightweight flywheel, clutch master cylinder, slave cylinder, stainless clutch line, shifter cable bushings. I got the skunk hybrid racing short shifter, and then he did shift selector springs, and that was it. Car shifted amazing, like a world's night and day difference. And then let's say less than 72 hours later, another Sunday going into work, I was cruising to work. Mind you, I drive about 35 minutes. Car drove perfectly fine on the highway. I did like 5 pulls back to back, no issues. No overheating, no lights on the dash, nothing. So I was like, alright, we're good. I get off the highway, and now there's this Chevy S10 pickup truck. Small, looks like it's nothing crazy, like not modified, anything crazy, nothing like that. Gets off the highway at the same time as I do. We both take the right turn. Now at our job, we have to go to a farther gate, so we're going down the road. He does a pull, I do a pull. At the moment I let off, I just felt a hard vibration, a loud pop, and then saw a bunch of smoke coming from the back. I was like, alright, I just blew something up. So I pulled over.
Insert photos now.
So we got this motor. This motor is trash. It's definitely not usable.
Watch your profanity.
That's hole right there. The head does not look good at all. So there's that. Nice big chunk. So Jose thinks I blew a rod, and I think I just completely destroyed, I want to say either cylinder 2 or cylinder 3. I'm not sure how these cylinders go on this motor.
Yeah, this goes 1 through 4.
Alright, so cylinder 2 is definitely destroyed. When I first took off the head, I was looking in the spark plug hose, and on cylinder 1, 3, and 4, you could see the top of the piston. Cylinder 2, it was like a black hole. You couldn't see nothing. And then further inspection, looking inside of the head through the intake manifold ports, bunch of metal pieces. I was like, all right, that's not good. And then I took the RBC manifold off and poured chunks of what was the piston into my oil pan. So I know I definitely grenaded that entire cylinder. I haven't drained the oil yet on that motor. I'm going to be doing that this weekend to see what the oil looks like. I'm sure it's just full of metal shavings, and I'm sure there's a rod somewhere in the bottom of the motor somewhere, because I didn't see anything in the road when I first blew the motor, so I don't know.
So
yeah, that's
most
it.
likely there's, again, by looking at the photos that you see, he most likely broke a rod. This motor was, you know, it had some hard life. It definitely had a hard life. It wasn't treated nicely by Ryan.
Oh no, not at all. So
the history from it looks like it had some history.
Yeah, so I bought this car last year in July 24th. And last real quick decision, not really a quick decision, but hit the guy up. He sent me pictures. 2 days later, I went and picked up the car. $4,000 cash, clean title. The owner I bought it from was a really good dude. He told me he really never drove it because he had his truck. And so the way he bought the car was how he bought the car. He didn't do nothing to it. So the car did have a header on it. It did have a short rim intake, and it did have an exhaust. Okay, I could swap that over for my motor. And an exhaust on it. That was it. Had some wheels. Looking up the history of the Carfax of the car, it had more than 7 owners. So I'm sure previous owners destroyed or beat the living crap out of the motor. The motor had 170,000 miles, 160,000 miles when I bought it. So I put on a good hard, and I mean hard, like I'm redlining every single day, almost every single chance I get.
Yeah.
15,000 miles on this motor, so it lasted me pretty well. I was being
yes. Watch your profanity. Right.
And I fixed a few things here and there when it was still healthy, in quotation marks. I changed out the shifter cables to new OEM ones because the ones that were on it were stretched, so it was giving me issues going into third. Found out that my chassis, 2007 Honda Civic Si FA5. The 8th generation Honda Civic Si has a lot of transmission issues, third gear issues. It's a shifter cable setup, so you can stretch them. Like, I believe I stretched them myself when I was changing out the bushings the first time I did them. Just a plethora of issues. Like the K20 motor has chain slap issues. It has water pump issues, but at the end of the day, it's still a K-Series motor. A lot of people want the K-Series motor because in my opinion, it's the best Honda motor. You can make crazy amounts of power with it. They sound amazing. You know, I'm looking forward to putting this into the FA5 just because this is the 2.4, so everyone claims that it has tons of torque compared to the K20, so it makes it more of an enjoyable ride. But we'll see for myself.
Again, agreeing with what he's saying, the K20 is probably arguably one of the best 4-cylinder engines when it comes to the design of recent history. You know, us V8 guys, you know, I'm a V8 guy, but full-hearted, you know. The head design on these cylinder heads flow like 300 plus CFM stock, you know. And they just flow. Everything works so well. VTEC is a amazing design in itself. You have to, you know, respect. You have to respect where respect is due, and these engines do make a lot of power. Naturally aspirated, you got guys making over 420 horsepower to the wheel with this engine on with a 4-cylinder. 420 wheel horsepower. Naturally aspirated out of a displacement of 2.6 liters, stroked and bored over. That's very respectable. These are all the intake manifold bolts.
Okay.
For this half, and we'll split. Ryan is only going to be using portions of this motor.
Yeah, so I'll explain that.
Yeah.
So basically what you see here, all my people viewing on the live, you can see. If you don't have me on Instagram, it's tc.ryan_. Follow me. But basically
this is the end of this bro drill build. We're gonna discuss and see what we're gonna go, like how far we're gonna go. 12 seconds was the goal.
But now we could go for 8.
No. But while we're here, if he's gonna replace so much stuff already, maybe spend an extra $1 in the bottom end to increase the strength, so that we could hit it with more nitrous, go a little faster. If he wants to go boost later, the short block is already built, and then you do the changes in the top end and go from there. And it'd be easier to change the head in the car rather than try to do all this in the car later on.
That is true.
So we'll talk, and then the next time you see this engine, we'll already be slapping it back together with whatever we decide. We'll discuss it then. And you know what? How about you guys, go in the comment section below and write what you think we should do. Should we use stock bottom end and just push it and see how far we can go? Or, build the bottom end up and go that route? I kind of agree. I think we should build the bottom end.
Fully built.
But, we gotta work on his budget. You gotta make sure he could.
There is no budget when you're racing.
Yeah.
It's just the budget of a champion.
Yeah. We gotta see what his budget is for this, and and make sure that we're not gonna come up short. You know, we want to go fast, and we're doing it on the budget, right?
Yeah, so get some Rock Auto pistons, you know.
But we'll see.
Rods. We could do that. eBay pistons and rods.
No, we got.